New at 5, prosecutors in Boone County say they disagree with a lenient sentence to a former firefighter. A judge sentenced Joshua Long to 5 years probation after he pleaded guilty in a child pornography case.
The county attorney had asked the court to sentence Long to 25 years in prison.
KCCI's Marcus McIntosh went to Boone, where people are not happy with this sentence.
Standing here on Story Street in Boone, it did not take us long to find people who had a lot to say about Josh Long's sentence and the judge who handed it down.
37-year-old Joshua Long pled guilty to 5 separate counts of sexual exploitation of a minor in October. Court records show he possessed multiple screenshots depicting the sexual abuse of a girl under the age of 12. This month, a judge suspended what could have been a decades-long prison sentence and ordered Long to spend 5 years on probation, a sentence that does not sit well with County Attorney Matthew Spears. He sent us a statement that reads, "Although I respect the court, I disagree with the decision to grant Mr. Long probation. As I argued at the sentencing, some of the images he possessed were extremely vulgar, involving very young children. This included depictions of children at least under the age of 10 years old being actively sexually abused. Although the court has discretion in these types of cases to grant probation, Mr. Long's conduct was so abhorrent that I believe he should have been sentenced to a lengthy prison term." Those we spoke to in Boone had a quick response after reading about Long's crimes.
He should be in jail. The judge should be in jail. There's no reason to lessen somebody's sentence that's charged with something of that nature. I don't even want to say it, really. It's just horrendous.
Jonathan Loge is familiar with Joshua.
When I knew him from the racetrack. But
Loge is a father himself. He says even though he knows Long, he cannot excuse the former firefighter's actions.
I think that's very disturbing.
We drove to Long's house. He declined my request for an interview. I reached out to the district court in an effort to speak with the judge who sentenced Long. I was told judges don't comment on sentencing. In Boone, Marcus McIntosh, KCCI 8 News, Iowa's news leader.